Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. So in this video, I thought it would be interesting since I'm wrapping up the last stage of the latest SBRs that were added in, and I'm going to start working on some of the older ones again, to take a look at the one category SBR that can be done solely by Dragon Ball Heroes units. So those of you who obviously are new or took a break, a little while ago we had the Dragon Ball Heroes event where there's a collaboration with Dragon Ball Z Heroes, the game in Japan. It's an arcade game, and they dropped some of these new units, which you'll probably see on display here. Some of them have awakenings, some don't, but overall the big ticket card was the crossover lead, which is this SS4 Xeno Vegito. So we'll take a look at them and see how they perform in the category SBR that they can all do. So for those of you who've been looking for an SBR where they can kind of take this Super Dragon Ball Heroes team and really challenge or push it and just see how it performs, this is going to be perfect for you guys. And we can take a look there. So obviously we'll start with SS4 Gohan. He reduces damage by 40% whenever there are 4 grade ape category units on the team. And he's just overall a really good card, especially for just a card that hasn't awakened yet. And he also has a chance to stun on his SA. You'll see I've got this this grade 8 combo also in the slot. So combo, he's interesting because he can stun super class enemies when they attack him, and he also reduces their attack and defense, so it's pretty interesting. Try them out because it's a bit of a gimmick, just to see how he does. He also lowers attack and defense on his super attack, which is pretty good, so we'll see how he goes. Unfortunately, with only no dupes, he does seem to take a bit of damage, but I mean, it's nice to see how all these units perform. He wasn't a latest unit that was added, he was a new unit. And then also we'll see this Vegito perform. So this Vegito, pretty awesome card, as you can see, already busting out some really nice attack stats. He is a crossover category and Grape 8 power category support type unit, along with also having the ability to counter super attacks. He's pretty good. Another rotation that I'm probably going to be using is this Deborah and this Toa. So this Deborah is pretty good for SBR content. He gains multitude of buffs when he's fighting more than one enemy. He gains additional defense, he gains he has the chance to evade, he has a high chance for evasion. And also his SA's got the great effect, he's got a chance to stun, which is really good. So overall he's a really nice unit, especially with this Toa. They link okay, but also she just provides some good support to him. She seals and she lowers attack, so she is also just very good. She also heals when you get below 40%. And this Broly does a lot of damage, so there's a lot of really good units on this team. You'll see now that we're going to put the Gohan into the first slot. He won't take much damage at all from anything. He's only got 1 dupe in him, and he's already got such an insane amount of defense and just damage reduction and just a whole bunch of stuff going on. So that makes him really good. And then you can just see I'm kind of debating who to attack low. So all these units, first off, they have some really great utility effects on their essays. I mean, Gohan stuns, Deborah stuns, Toa attack lowers, Kumba attack lowers. So that's already right there really good, just in terms of getting the team going. Then the Vegetos, they have good defense, they counter and they raise their defense on their SA. So already you're looking at units that are super reliable in terms of getting things done. So Deborah, we're going to go for the stun here. You can just take a look at this passive, so you can see he gets an additional attack and defense, and the attacked enemy has minus 20% attack and defense. So you can see straight away he's just providing a whole bunch of utility. You could see there his bonuses from fighting 1 or 2 enemies. and you can just see already like this whole team is just attack lowered. They're just getting sealed, they're getting stunned, they're just getting controlled left, right and center. Toa provides key to the whole rotation, so that's good, and she also buffs up the extreme class category, so you can just see how good that combo is. She also heals when we get below a certain threshold, so yeah, just overall really good options. Really great utility, which makes them really good for this SBR. I mean, you can see how they're performing here straight away. You can just see this Vegito. I wouldn't float him really. I'm just trying to give some of the other units a bit of a spotlight, but this Vegito is just a really excellent card, man. I cannot wait to see him paired with the SS4 Gogeta. If I get him, I'll be super happy, because yeah, they're just such a powerful combination to have in terms of the way they perform and the way they buff each other. I mean, like I said, that Vegeta is a perfect buffing partner, and they share a lot of links, so it's really good. All of these SS4 units, I'm pretty certain, have grade 8 power, or what, Saiyan Raw, sorry, which is a really good link. It's like a huge attack and defense link. And yeah, so that really does help all of them. They really do a really good performance. You can see that Gohan is just looking super impressive. I mean, that card doesn't even have an awakening yet. Like, I can't even stress that enough. So there's no item run or anything. I don't have a lot of dupes in these cards. I think I've got a dupe in Deborah, dupe in Toa, dupe in Vegito, and a dupe in Brody. And I think that's it. I don't have a dupe in Combat, I don't have a dupe in Gohan. Which is a bit unfortunate, but hopefully when the event comes back around next year, or this year in like October, I'll be able to get a dupe, which would be quite nice. Looks like they're going to be doing the Dragon Ball Heroes events as global and Japan crossovers. They did that this last year, which I think is a nice change of pace. I think it adds another event where we're kind of all linked up, and I think it's really cool, because that way then, you know, I don't know, it incentivizes summoning on these guys, because before I know Global would always kind of look at their banner and not a lot of people would summon on them, but I think when you cross it over and everything, I think it makes it quite cool and quite interesting and helpful. You can just see this Vegeta just does such good damage, and with his chance to counter, I mean, he's got such a high chance to counter super attacks, and the fact that he raises defense on his SA means he's really not going to take that much damage from normals, and he's got like a built-in defense mechanism against supers, so it's a really good unit, and I think he's a really good unit to pair with Gogeta. I think he's a great unit in terms of his kit as well. He supports his crossover category, which is good, but they gave him a secondary support type for that grade 8 power team, so even units like Gogeta or others that are on that team, that main team you might run him on, that isn't crossover or anything like that, I think it's really good to run them there. The other crossover units, there's quite a few of them, so you could obviously replace any of these out for any of the ones that you have, but yeah, I know Deborah and Toa are also Super Dragon Ball Heroes leads, so you can just run a Super Dragon Ball Heroes team with them. They're 150% leads, so I mean, you do have options. As long as you've pulled 6 units, you can always try them out. I think most of them are pretty good for this category. And just look at this Gohan, man. He's just doing such great work. He's also lowering, and he's just doing a lot of good stuff. And here we go with this combo. His defense is not too great without a dupe, but overall, I think he's been quite impressive from a kind of his utility options and all of that. And then yeah, we have Vegito, who's just busting attack stat after attack stat. Really, he's just cooking it with gas. He's really just looking impressive. In terms of build for Vegito, it's difficult sometimes with these units that have such high defenses, and I can get tempted to do additionals because that'll just allow them to get their defense up to a really good point if they get both of them off. But in reality, you should probably go for the additional crit split and just build more on the crit side. Maybe distribute your crit and your additionals evenly from your your hidden potential system, and then just go full crit on the equipment, or vice versa, you know, go full crit on the hidden potential system and then just distribute some additional attacks in from the equipment system. It's all going to be depending on what you kind of want more than the other. I think him critting, and then I think him, you know, being able to do an additional super attack will help. And there's Deborah getting the stun. Deborah getting the evade. I mean, Deborah was very impressive. His attack numbers are not as impressive as you would think they would be, with like, you know, double 100% attack buffs. But overall, he's really, really good. This Broly is an incredibly good unit. He could shine really, really well paired next to a Vegeta, or maybe with next to a Gohan, but on a rotation with some support. Because he gains his attack and defense on his super attack, he's really a second and third slot unit, which makes him really good floater for this, because he does do some really good damage. But also he, in the second slot, he can really shine. If he's paired up well, gets his links and everything, he can do like 2 or 3 million attack stats, which is super impressive. I've got him to do that before. I'll probably do a unit video on him. But yeah, really cool card, really cool makeup, and I like him. He does like a good amount of damage, really impressive. Then yeah, but overall, I mean, this Dragon Ball Heroes team is really cool. It's really fun, and I'm glad there's a stage like this that we can do and take them all on. It's really nice to just kind of use them and use that kind of team to take on this content. I know you could use them as well for the long form content. They did pretty well in there as well. But I mean, yeah, the fact that I don't think there'll be a crossover SBR, at least not for a while, just because of how rare the banner is. You know, it only comes once a year, so I mean, people who don't summon on that or don't have the lead basically can't do that challenge, which I think is a little bit unfair, especially if you have new players and that who want to do it, then all of a sudden they can't until the banner comes around, they're forced to save, and they don't get certain units. Not gonna be good. So yeah, we just have to see what happens there. I mean, you look at the Burr, he's just really killing it. His attack stats really good when you get the single target enemy. In terms of the team and the category and everything, it is nice, like I say, that they all fit on time travelers, because then that really helps them do the stage, which is really good. So you can just see here how things are going. We use very minimal items, by the way. We still have a nice large swath of items, and like I said, I don't have a lot of dupes in these units or anything. They're not link leveled or anything like that, so this is just kind of them going through it on their raw power. They're just very nicely handling time travelers. So if any of you have been interested in doing time travelers and you think, I don't really have a team, or I don't really have something in mind, and you're just kind of sitting on all these Super Dragon Ball Heroes units, please try this stage, give it a go, do your best. And I mean, you can see, they're just really performing super well. It's gonna be really good. This Gohan especially is just an absolute machine. So for those of you wondering, obviously the Broly, the Kumba, the Vegeta, and the Gohan are all sitting in and activating for his passive. Look at that Broly, man. Just big damage. Look at that. He's just getting crits, additionals. All those can pop off his super attacks. He's doing really well. And then we'll have Kumba in the back line, dishing out some damage, and then just attack lowering. Like, Kumba's also super great for the Great Ape category SBR. So if you do manage to ever get him, he's super great there, because he can, well, one, he can transform into a Great Ape, which also makes him good for this SBR, and his Great Ape form has a +3 key innately, so it can actually super attack quite reliably. But then also, like, a thing with him that's also very good is that he's on that category. It just gives him another stage that he's useful in. SBR content, if they ever add any more giant form things in, it just gives him more of an ability to assist in terms of your box, which is really nice. That's why I like the Great Ape category. It just kind of gives a lot of these units a bit more of a widespread range. I've noticed that the Super Dragon Ball Heroes are managing to get some more categories, like that Broly's got full power, and he's got Great Ape, and he's got this. So I mean, it really starts to help them. Help you out, much like the SS3 Super Dragon Ball Heroes units when they came out. I think they were really good because they filled in the niche gaps in the SS3 team, and now they're using them to fill in the niche gaps in the SS4 team, which I think is really good. Well, the Great Ape Power team, which I think is really good. So yeah, just taking a look at what's going on here. Obviously we've got the first 2 units stunned, which is really good. Then we've got the 1 sealed, which is also super helpful. And then we've got quite a couple attack lowered. Obviously again, we're really not worried about the Gohan unit, he's going to be perfectly fine. We'll see a really nice attack stat out of Broly because he's got the support of the Vegeta unit on rotation here, plus obviously he's next to the Gohan, so he's got quite a fair amount of his links activated. So we will see that Broly really shine hopefully and get some good attack stats, and then we'll take a look here at the Vegeta unit and how he does. So again, you can just see this Gohan coming in, doing really good. Lowering defense is an underrated ability, I think, especially when you can stack it 3 or 4 times. I think it really does help. 2.9 million. Not super link leveled, not super anything, not like the best equipment in the world. 2.9 mil, 2 of them, by the way. Really impressive. I mean, that's a 5.8 million amount of damage done in that turn. Completely takes out the one enemy, does a big chunk of damage to the next one, and yeah, like I say, just not link leveled or anything, could easily hit over 3 mil. He can do 2 or 3 of them if you put some additional on him, but you can mainly build crit because of the way his passive works, triggering those bonus attacks. So it's, yeah, he's a nuts unit from a damage point of view, really good, and because of the way his second slot, his defense will be okay. I mean, it sits at like 40,000, he gains all, you'll sit at like 140, 150k off the super ring, and it'll be really good. And then obviously we have Deborah here. Deborah doing some good damage, stunning, attack lowering, defense lowering. He's a good card. His evasion also helps. So I mean, yeah, look there, double evasion. And then Toa sitting here in the second slot, just always sealing, attack lowering. Yeah, I mean the team's built really well. It's got a lot of good options. Should have probably linked the Broly and the Gohan a bit earlier. Kumba's passive didn't really kick in too much, didn't really mitigate a lot of damage or anything like that, but I mean it was still interesting to see. And then here again, we're just going to see another busting attack stat from Broly. We'll see Gohan take almost no damage. I mean, this is a TUR for crying out loud. We'll see Vegeta mop up at the back with also great attack stats, and some decent defense, like again the countering, everything. So it's just really good. You can see Gohan really shining. 1.7 mil is nothing to laugh at. Again, not link leveled. A lot of these units, they're like 2 level link, 2, 3. They're not super high. We've got Broly busting out some good attack stats. Boom! Look at that. I mean, look at that guy. He's just really impressive, and all that reduction in defense is also now stacking up, so he's starting to just kind of cream the units and really just do a decent amount. I mean, look at that, no item, and that Vegeta is not taking remotely any crazy damage or anything. So I mean, it's just, it's been really impressive, really good display by the units, and I mean, really fun stage. I think it's made more fun by the fact that you can use this team. I like using this team. I'm glad they have a stage that you can use them in. I'm going to probably link level them and do some expos on them. But I thought this would be a nice way to take a look at a different team. I know we've already done this SBR, but it would just be a nice way to spice things up and just get a look at some of the more different units. Dragon Ball Heroes obviously is ongoing. The arcade game is ongoing. There's a show I know some people watch. So just thought it'd be nice to see and take a look at these cards in action. And since they're quite rare, you don't really see them, and it's been a while since the event, a couple month or two, I thought it'd just be nice to show them off. But cool guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's an SBR stage, but it's slightly different. And thanks for all the views and all the support, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, good luck and cheers. Bye.